Yeah, what's up guys? I have just quit my full-time job to head over to Vegas, live out my dreams, play and make content. This is Pocket.Peg with a cup of tea on my sofa. In this vlog I'm going to tell you what my plans are for WSOP Vegas and how I'm going to be preparing. And I also have a special guest who's going to be coming over and we're going to be heading down to the Grosvenor in Coventry to play a little tournament. So first of all, I need both hands for this. The plan for Vegas. Let's get into it. So I'll start off with the $500 freeze out. I love a freeze out. The tournament I play in this vlog is a freeze out, so it was quite good practice. The $1,000 tag team, I'll be playing with Blaze. I think we're going to make a great team, although neither of us are going to want to bust the team out. I think it's more like if you made a really good bluff and you get called, like fair enough, like show aggression. But if you make a ridiculous, frustrated hero call and lose your tournament life there, that's when it's gonna be like, nuh-uh, bad. Next up is the $300 Gladiator, which is an absolutely crazy one. It's the cheapest buy-in at WSOP, and I think it gets about 30,000 entries. That's gonna be wild. That's probably gonna be like the Irish Open mini main, just an absolute shove fest. I can't wait. Then there's the $1,000 ladies event. Have to play this, really want to be a part of this and support the ladies. Then there's the $1,000 mini main. I've had some pretty good looking mini mains this year, so I think that's gonna be the one. There's also the Pokenews Deep Stack Champs, which is a $600. So these are the events I'm definitely playing. I'll also probably be playing at the Orleans because I played there last year when I lost with a set of kings and couldn't get over it. I would also like to play at the Win or maybe somewhere else. You can just see what people are doing, you know, and just see what's happening. So that's 10 bullets. That's 10 times more bullets than last year. I only got to play one. It's just incredible. If I knew a year ago I'd be coming back to play 10 bullets, I would have been absolutely buzzing, and I am absolutely buzzing. Let me know in the comments if you're going to Vegas, what your plan is, what your schedule looks like, and do you have a favorite tournament? Is there something that I should be adding into my schedule? Let me know down below. So with all these tournaments, I'm going to be making more content than usual, making more regular shorter vlogs to keep making it fun. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because there's some really great stuff to come. And I believe I've still got about 10% of my action to sell. My bigger buy-ins, I'm selling like 75% so I can play all of this stuff. Go onto my Instagram, message me, it's on my story most days if you fancy a bit of a sweat whilst I'm over there. However, 1% of my action is reserved for a very special lady. I had some very sad news in my family recently. My auntie unfortunately passed away of cancer, which came on very rapidly, very unexpected. Her daughters are doing the Race for Life and raising money for cancer research. And I've given them money, of course, but I'm also giving my Auntie Helen 1% of both my packages. That's currently worth $60. Hopefully I can win a bracelet and turn it into $6,000. If anyone wants to donate, I'll pop the link below. Thanks for your support. And here she is, my lovely auntie. That's my mum, and that's baby me. And shout out to Kat. So study plan. I'm a bit of a planner. I'm actually currently in blind v blind week. Good to like just focus in on one area and really solidify that. I'm just trying to go through everything. At the moment, I feel like my GTO knowledge is sound, but when I'm studying with the girls and studying with Blaze, we more like to talk in depth about exploits. So for example, at the end of this vlog, I'm going to be talking about me playing against an old nit. And I think it's better to study and think about how you should play against different player types rather than just focusing on GTO. I'm not trying to be an online grinder stuck in a basement. I'm trying to be a good live player. Okay, it's about time I take you down to the G. Here we are, heading into the G. Ready to play.
A good comp.
Yeah, the 140.
Yeah, we are ready to crush.
Let's go. It's Lisa's birthday tomorrow, so let's get that birthday bag. Birthday bag. Will be ours. Are you playing the Goliath this year?
This year, yeah. But I didn't play it last year.
I might not be playing this year. Yeah, because we might be in Brazil.
Oh yeah, true. I will be playing it.
Well, good luck. We're playing the 140 main event. Like, who wants to be in dusk until dawn playing a 1K, right?
Yeah, if you can be here in Coventry playing a 150.
Exactly. At least all the good players are at dusk till dawn, except for Jake. Okay, so I got off to a good start and chipped up to about 200k, and then I had a weird hand with aces actually. So I opened aces under the gun off 20 bigs. The cutoff, shout out Alan, 3-bet me. So here you can jam, but you can also slow play. So I did that and I went for the call here. The flop comes king 8-3, very dry, rainbow board. I check and he checks back. Is that a bit sus, do you think? Anyway, the turn was a 4. I nearly checked through again and allowed him to start bluffing, but I decided to bet here instead. Bet about half into the pot. River is a jack, and I jam here. It's about half pot again. Thinking back, I think, what am I putting his range on? Queens, jacks, tens. Also slow played ace king, kings, king queen off, but a lot of the time he's just going to bet the flop with that. But he might just think, oh, it's very dry, let's just keep her bluffs in or get 2 streets of value from pocket queens or something. So it's hard to solve this spot though because he's meant to c-bet range on the flop and he checked. It's a bit sus. So anyway, I could have called the river, but I didn't. I jammed and he had pocket kings for the top set. I don't know if I like my river jam. I think maybe you could just check call the river. Either way, it's going to go all in. It's a 3-bet pot and I have aces. The money's going in. But it's just interesting because these spots don't happen very much because who gets aces, right? So should probably study playing aces and also start getting them more. That would help. So yeah, GG bullet number 1. I will be jumping in the next flight in about 40 minutes. Okay, so over here we've got Lisa who's playing a little short stack. So 12 are gonna bag, and let's see if Lisa can get the bag. She was very close but ended up joining me for bullet 2. And I was at a really fun table, so shout out to these guys. Okay, so bullet number 2, quite early on, I've got about 80 bigs. It's a raise from the hijack. I call the button with king 10 suited. Can definitely 3-bet this, but I didn't. The flop comes ace, king, 5, 2 clubs, pretty nice flop. So the hijack bet small, I just call here. Don't think there's any raise just because I don't have kind of nutted stuff. I don't have aces and kings, so I just put in the call. Big blind comes along as well. Turn is a king, checks through. I decided not to bet this because I don't want to blow up this pot 80 bigs deep when I could just be dead. The river's like a 5, the clubs don't come in, and hijack bets small again. So I'm thinking this is just like a bluff or a strong ace or something that's going thin for value. So I put in a raise, like 4x. So I normally play these spots very passively and would just call this. But for some reason at this table I had a very bluffy image and I thought I would just get some hero calls from an ace. I just didn't expect the hand to play out like it did. Then the big blind calls. What does this mean? He's calling off a river raise. It means he's probably got a king here. If he's got a boat, is he gonna re-raise? That's the question. And then the hijack jams all in. So I tank for a while. I'm like, what is this? Is this just aces? Is this ace king? I have a king. This sucks. I make the fold. Big blind calls. Big blind has a king as well. Hijack. Aces. Got a pocket full of aces. Got away with that one. Folded trips. Okay, we're on the break.
Still 29 players left and only like 5 or 6 make it through, so
it's gonna be fun. Basically we'll have to play a final table if we want to get through.
Which is like crazy because it's only day 1.
Look who's on my left now.
She already donated some chips.
Don't know what she's talking about.
I'm looking at 84,500.
Lisa's in. Ace jack v king's 10. Oh. Let's go. Woo! It's her birthday. She's gone. And this was just a wild all-in where no one's cards played, so they had to chop it 3 ways.
Nothing played.
Chop-a-room. And then we were on the final table, 9 left, 6 bag. I got in with ace jack against ace 10 to eliminate the first player, and then unfortunately Lisa lost a flip to go out 2 away from bagging on her birthday. I bagged up 40 big blinds, which actually put me in 20th out of 30, which means that everyone had quite big stacks for day 2. I'm gonna pretend like I went to the gym the next morning, but I didn't. This is just me generally going to the gym and using my favorite machine right there. Shout out to David Lloyd. Back to the G. Okay, I've got about 2 minutes to get in there. Left it in a bit of a rush this morning, as it was a late one last night. I forgot my Huel. Now Huel is something I am going to be getting on for Vegas, so wanted to test it out and see what it's like playing for the day with some Huel. I forgot it. I got off to a horrendous start. I played the first 4 hands, which no one wants to do, and I lost all of them. I was down to 10 bigs and won a flip to get me back in the game, but it wasn't my day. Okay, so I did make a big fold versus this nit on my right very early on, and he showed aces, so it was the correct fold. Under the gun, I looked down at king 9 of hearts. I open. Big blind nit calls, old dude, calls the big blind. The flop is ace queen 9, standard c bet, so I bet small, he calls. So I'm thinking he's probably got an ace, or at least a strong queen here. He's gonna fold a lot of his range here. Turn is a jack, so I've got a gooder and a pair. I check this back, which I'm gonna do if I have king 10, and also might want to slow play like some aces here just to try and get him involved a bit more. The river was a 6, so a bit of a blank, and he bets small, so around like 40% pot. So I'm like, this is just screaming he's got an ace or even 2 pair, and I'm pretty sure I can get him off 2 pair because he's a nit. If I jam here, he might just think I have the nuts. I've shown him the nuts all day when I've shoved. So yeah, I do go all in for about 2x pot, and he tanks, and he calls me with queen jack. So yeah, GG, 24th out of 188, I think. Yeah, not too bad. I don't regret that bluff at all. I think it was good. Okay, right. So that hand has been the bane of my life. I came away from the table thinking, yeah, it's a good bluff. I don't regret it. Sound. I then stopped being happy the more I thought about it. There are reasons why this is not a good bluff, and it comes down to his exact player type. I was describing him as the nit maniac, which means that he's a very tight player, but he's also not very good. He doesn't understand ranges. So this guy also folded pocket jacks face up when I 3-bet him when we were mid-position. I think you can pin down his player type to the type of person who will only play strong hands, but once he's got a strong hand, if you've got less than 50 bigs and he's got 2 pair, he's not going anywhere. He's not thinking, he doesn't know that he's bluff catching there, you know? He's just thinking, 2 pair, I call, you know? So it wasn't a good bluff. What I should have done, and what I think would have got more folds, even though it might not have, is triple barreling. He's probably more likely to fold if I go bet, bet, bet. Because when nits have a strong hand, they don't think sneakily. They just think, I bet, I bet, I bet. So if I do that to him, he's probably more likely to fold than me doing some fancy ass check, turn, jam over the top river. Yeah, I was quite disappointed about that in the end. I think I'm still happy that I was playing aggressive. It was like the 3rd time that day I put my stack in as a bluff. I'm extremely excited. I absolutely love Vegas. I get to spend 3 weeks over there this time, when last year it was 6 days, so it's pretty cool. I hope to see some of you over there. If you see me, please say hi. It will get you featured on the vlog. It'll be fun. Let's have some fun.